It's time.
What the bloody hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the King of the Couch back in your ear holes for another edition of the King of the Couch podcast. I'm back, baby. We had a week off. Had a bad back last week. Very bad. Really bad. One of the worst bad backs that any person has had in history. We'll talk about that. But, man, I'm excited to be back. I've been very complacent, I feel, over the last couple of months. And, for good reason, some shitty reasons. But I have been complacent, let's be honest. I'm calling myself out here. But good to be back on the mic. I almost wasn't going to get on tonight. I don't know. I've just been in a funny mood lately. I'm not in a bad mood. This is not a negative thing. I just feel like I'm going through some changes, you know? Changes turning face to day. You know that song? That's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm on a bit of a journey at the moment. That's what I feel like. I've alluded to some things over the past few weeks. We'll talk about that. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. I believe I've got some notes. I'm riffing. I'm raging. I'm ranting. I'm having a good time. But this is episode 142. I thought it was 141 earlier, and then I realized it was 142. I think, according to my my logs. I'm not sure. 142. We'll go with 140 fucking two. So I'm back. It's 8:53 p.m. on the 11th of July 2022. Let's fucking go. I'm sitting here. Firstly, got a bit of Nobby's beef jerky in front of me. Someone came to my house the other week. I had family up last weekend, the weekend prior to not coming to the show, naughty boy. And they left, I don't know who the fuck it was, but someone left a packet of hot and spicy jerky. I opened it, and it's probably my first step into mukbang territory. So we got Nobby's beef jerky hot and spicy. I'm pretty sure I could say that. This is a good plug for them. I'm chewing. I'd love to know. This is a cow, right? This is beef. It's interesting. Nice texture. I like it. I'll be honest. I'm hungry still. I'm going to eat it. I got to eat. It's like a healthy snack. I will say, I feel a bit shortchanged on the hot and spicy. Not that hot and spicy. I don't know if it's a gradual hot and spice, but not that hot and spicy. I will suck it down. I'm joined tonight by a little ginger beer. Non-alcoholic, of course, because my body's a temple. Oh, there was a bit of chili at the back of the throat. God damn. But I'm back. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, you little ASMR creeps out there. I like ASMR. I don't care what anyone says. I like it. It makes me feel calm. Makes me feel nice in the head and in the belly. I feel warm everywhere from the tip of my penis to the tip of my nose. But I'm back. How we been? Family time on the weekend. I had some news last week. We won't share it just yet, but I wanted to be with my family over the weekend. And look, I love my family. You guys know that. I don't not talk about that. Not often. I talk about it often. But yeah, just had a sort of free-ish weekend. So I thought we'll go down, see Nanny and Pop and the family and everybody, and then both grandparents and all, everyone. There's so many family members, and I thought we'd catch up with Milky and his clan, and just one of those weekends. So raced to Brisbane on Friday night. It wasn't a race, but no matter where I go, I like to drive fast. It's not I don't know if it's an aggressive quality that I have. I just prefer to drive places fast. I don't really believe in cruising too much. Unless I'm at the beach and I'm going around, the beaches. Then I'll be cruising. Other than that, I'm racing. I'm like a fucking F1 driver, And I'm like an ugly man's James Hunt, if you will, like a non-vegan Lewis Hamilton. So we went down, got stuck in a little bit of traffic, not a big deal. Straight into my nan and pop's house, some pizzas, beer, some footy. That's classic Friday night. They hadn't seen the little ones for a while, so it was really nice pizza, and just some nice beers. Actually, it was one of those nights where I didn't intend to have much to drink, and I wasn't like drunk or anything the next day. My pop's always got tins of gold in the fridge, right? He's always got tins of gold, and that's the thing we always do, and you can always get counted in for that. And he's always like, help yourself. So which we do. Me and my brother were. And my pop reckons he had 2 beers. He reckons his nephew was around, had 2 beers. There was 19 empty cans Saturday morning. So someone between me and my brother must have given it a good little fucking nudge. So yeah, it was one of those evenings, but it was just a good night, and that was sort of Friday night. Frankly, very very sort of chill one. Bit of a buy around for some of the footy teams. So I think we watched a bit of AFL. And that was Friday, a very cash Friday, but a very very grateful one. Very stoked, much stoked. Sorry if I keep rubbing my eye. I feel like I may have accidentally picked up some of the hot and spicy chili, put it in my eye. And you can't see here, especially the people that are listening, but I've got a little fucking pimple that's just popped up out of nowhere. My face was looking okay. I will say, just on the side note, a good friend, a darn good friend, Amelia, Jordan's better half, has given me nappy rash cream, is zinc oxide, and I've been putting it on my nose. And look, for anyone watching at home, it's not as red, I think. I haven't been like religiously doing it, but I'm happy with it. I hope you are too. On to Saturday. Saturday morning, we're down in Brisbane, and good friends of ours, Scott and Lani, they're selling their house in Jindalee. Everybody in Australia has been aware that real estate is just through the roof, so it's exorbitant prices. He has a nice little reno job, but the guy, he wants a lot. He's got a big price tag on that. Now, he's bought another home, and he's dying to get in that home, and it's subject to the sale of his current home. So I know he's sweating. He was sweating at this open home. He's like, I need you, man. I need the king of the couch there. Can you come along to the open home? Just beef it out. Beef out some numbers there. Throw your weight around. I thought, all right, I'll do that for you because I like you, all right? So we did that, but it was good. He's done a really cool job with his house. A lot of really nice renovations, I think. One of those houses where you would like previously, this is how I'd sum it up. You'd walk in and go, oh yeah, this is a renovator. Now walk in and go, this is a really nice renovation. And now he's got a huge large price tag on it. He's trying to sell it for that. Sorry, I've just fucked me bloody mic here. Let's just put that back real quick. No, it's headphones, doesn't matter. Sorry, I was playing with the knob, fiddling with the knob. It wasn't my own knob, it was the fucking mic knob. Anyway, we went into the open home. It was cool. He's got a lot of punters through there. I don't think he's going to have any issues selling it, but it made me sort of like not get a bit envious or anything like that. But I think I'm ready to buy a house. And when I say I'm ready, like as a want, financially probably not ready yet. But I'd like to buy a house one of these days. I think prices are just like so stupid, so ridiculous, so expensive. So I won't even say expensive, like they are expensive, but just more so super inflated. So that's probably where I'm going, fuck it, we'll just wait, you know. So but one of these days I'd like to be, you know, somewhat of a miniature property tycoon. We'll get something soon enough. Beck and I got some nice goals with our family home, so I think it'll be fun. Be a very social pad, you know what I mean? Give me a call, you can come around, have a dip in my pool. I've got a home cinema. We've always got beers in the fridge. It's gonna have some nice food always there. A lot of land. We're looking out. Probably beachside. I like that. Maybe not. It's hard with the land and the beachside. It's very sought after. But hey, Mikasa, Sukasa, come around. So that was Saturday morning. Becky then went and caught up with one of her old friends. We had to ditch a first birthday party I mentioned last time I was on the podcast. One of those things, we're all sick. Everyone's fucking sick, you know what I mean? The sickness is going around the country, eh? Like a fucking bushfire. We've had our fair share of those too, so touch wood. But yeah, I wanted to do some shopping. Not that I have heaps of cash to spend, but I'm a simple man when it comes to shopping. I sort of know what I want, and I can sort of craft it here and there. There's like brands and stuff that I like and follow and whatnot, but I'm a bit of a H&M guy, a bit of a Cotton On man, and I just go in and I kind of was like, look, I want to get a grey hoodie. Like that's what I wanted. Pretty stock standard, pretty lush. And I like it, you know what I mean? I will say I love winter. So I'm wearing a nice little flannelette number. I bought this. This was a new winter. This is a 2022 winter number. And I just like it. I feel like I could go and get a bloody different outfit for every day for winter. The only thing that pains me about being in Queensland is, and this is like a real double-edged sword because I love the heat and I love the beach, but I wish that we got more cold so I could wear more fantastic winter outfits. That is something that I want in my life, and we just can't. I'm looking here at my wardrobe, straight across there. Yes, KTCHQ, the podcast zone, has a wardrobe. We've obviously got to get changed in here too. It's a real one-man band thing I've got going off here. But as I look across, there's just jackets galore, jumpers galore. Got the sloppy joes, we got hoodies, we got flannelette shirts. I've got the little puffer vest. I love the puffer vest. People love to rag on the puffer vest, but you're an idiot if you don't have one. In my mind, you're stupid because they keep the core absolutely brimming hot. It's so warm, and I love it. I love a bit of layer action, bit of white t-shirt, bit of the hoodie on there, bit of the fucking puffer vest. I'm feeling good. Winter's mine. I'm fucking making winter my bitch with my outfits. So jeans, some fucking jogger cut pants. Not sure what you call them. I like them. They're not jeans. They're not jeggings. I've even got some new track pants the other day. we'll tell you a funny story about Trackpants, actually. I walked into H&M a few weeks back. See, love H&M. There's a recurring theme here. And we were on the ladies' floor. I was with my mum and my beautiful partner, Beck, and my beautiful daughter, Arabella. And my mum's beautiful too. But we were all there and we were all cruising. And I walked in and I just was like, I want some grey track pants, you know? I've got a thing for grey. I've got a thing for neutral tones at the moment. I'm not sure if grey's neutral or monochrome. Not really sure, but I like it. So I wanted some grey track pants. And I've walked in, I'm in the ladies section, and I saw them. They're perfect. One thing I will say, and this is my attention to details. Fashionable men, you might know this. Women might get this. I might be losing some people here, but when the ankle, when it bunches on the track pants, I like it when it's kind of like a ribbed sort of one, not like a long sort of one, not like a cuff like this. Like it was almost like a ribbed sort of one. I'm pointing to my my wrist here for anyone that's fucking listening on the audio box. Anyway, I got them. I walked in, woman's pants. I thought, right, these seem like they'll fit me. Picked them up. Don't even think I tried them on. Picked them up. I thought, fuck, they're $20, whatever, $25. The men's thing was downstairs. Arabella had fallen asleep on me. I'm carrying her, so like this probably plays into my really bad back, which we'll talk about soon. And I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy these ladies' track pants. I think how different can they be from the men's track pants? And like, frankly, I mean, there's so much like men, women, they, them stuff going on right now. There'll be no such thing as men and women track pants soon. We will probably get to the version of society where it's just they're just people tracksuits. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just fit for both. You know what I mean? Men and women's body, different shape or whatever. I'm wearing the ladies' track pants right now. Very nice. My ankle is perfectly tight. I will say though, a few subtle things I've noticed about women's clothing that I've been wearing. The pockets seem to be further back. I don't know if that's a real thing or that's just in my head, but the pockets seem to be further back, and there's a certain type of cut on my waist. I feel like I've got a pretty tight little ass, like it's a really small ass, right? But I feel like it's just sort of filling out these pants just a little bit. That could be just in my head, but the pockets are definitely back. So when I'm putting it here, my hands in my pocket, it's just a weird sort of thing. I feel like my hands should be a little bit more in my pocket, almost to the point where I could almost like, you know, just tickle the end of my own penis if I wanted to from my pocket. But I don't, because I'm not as pervert out and about in my track pants. But anyway, ladies' track pants, I'm wearing them. Thinking about donating them to Beck though, maybe like leveling up, getting some men's track suit pants. Just for the pocket reason. But I'd love to know if there's any other men out there wearing women's track pants or any women's clothing at all. You know what I mean? That's the thing. We live in this time where there's the boyfriend jeans, there's the boyfriend's jumpers and stuff like that. No one gives a fuck. Chicks love it. Guys love it. They love it. Yeah, wear my shirt, babe. Love it. Wear my hoodie. Yeah, wear my jeans even. But if I turn around to Beck and was like, hey, do you mind if I borrow some of your panties and maybe that midriff tank top? Oh, she's going to be like, what? What? She probably let me wear it. She's a pretty open individual, but it just doesn't have the same sort of thing. Hey, you know what I mean? There's never the, the girlfriend's midriff. Can I borrow that? I'm off with the boys on Saturday night to watch a footy. Just want to get my midsection out. Good ginger beer. It's the, for anyone playing at home, it's the Diet Right No Sugar. It's got no sugar. It's got about 40 other different fucking chemicals in there. So I'm not some health fucking freak when I'm drinking this. I know I'm naive drinking it. Just, I think, well, it doesn't have all the sugar. It has all sorts of A, B, C's and 1, 2, 3s in it. And ginger. So fuck it. I love it. Anyway, H&M. It was successful. I bought 2 satin polo shirts. That sounds very lush, but they were fucking delicious. Olive green and like this off blue. I bought the off blue one because it was really cheap. It was $10. You know what I mean? $10 fucking dollars. Fast fashion come at me very fast. And, you know, $20 for the green one. And I bought this nice sort of greeny sort of, I don't know, long sleeve linen-y sort of shirt. Very nice. You'll see it on the show soon. I might pull it out next week for you. And then, of course, got the grey hoodie. So I was feeling like $1 million. I only spent like, I don't know, $120. Not too bad. Not too bad for clothes, I think. You know, you can really fucking... There's some hoodies out there for like $120, and I've lucked out and got 4 items for $120. So I thought that was pretty good. It's one of the things I feel like clothing, you can be somewhat still financially conservative if you shop right, you know, unless you're a fucking brand whore, which one day I could be. I don't know. Anyway, I gave my other nanny a call, wanted to go around and see her. She unfortunately had a bit of a gastric flu thing happening. I thought, that's a bummer. She hasn't met Oscar yet, so I was a bit gutted about that. My other auntie and uncle, My uncle's got COVID, so he's in isolation. My poor auntie was stuck with him. She's not got COVID. So one of those things. We didn't get to see that side of the fam. But it is what it is, right? Onwards and upwards. Went back to my pops. Had 2 tins of gold. Very stoked about that. Very stoked about that. We then went on to my auntie and uncle's house just to call in. So we're there for ages. You know, we don't do the really like quick pop in. We're not that sort of family. It's like hey, we'll call in. And Beck's like, look, sometimes we'll feel our dad with shit, and she's like, we've got to put an end on things. And I'm not really good at putting an end on things. I don't like to make plans after plans after plans on the same day, because if I'm vibing out on one of those plans, I don't want someone to call curfew, you know, and say, boots, time's up, game on, move on to the next thing. It's not speed dating for me. It's a vibe. I'm creating a vibe, and that's where I'm staying. So there was a good vibe. It was nice. It was just me, my pop, my nanny, my auntie, my 2 cousins, my mum, and my kids and Beck. And we had a good time. It was just chilling. My uncle was out playing golf. He didn't come back till later, but we got the AFL game in on the KO with me and my pop. So that was sick. It was a great game. GC Suns versus Richmond Tigers. Very good game. 2 points for the Suns. Very good. Very good. Yeah, then my uncle came home. Couple of Coronas, some noodle box. I haven't had noodles in years. And I really was like, oh yeah, I won't hold my breath here for much. But man, we and Beck were absolutely wrapped on the noodles. I think we're the only people going back for like seconds and thirds. I was just doing that casual like, Arab, you finished with that? And fucking, I'll eat that too. Bit of fried rice in there, spring rolls. How the hell could you not love a spring roll? Fuck me dead, you know what I mean? Fried rice, oh, so good. How could a billion Chinese be wrong? Delicious dish, fried rice. So, really enjoyed dinner on Saturday night. I drove back to the coast. I was back here by like 9:30, and I don't know what I fucking did. Just hung out like a bad smell for a bit, had a couple of drinks on the couch, and been watching that show Pistol, Disney Plus, the Sex Pistols show. Not religiously, but I just like chime in every few nights, watch an episode. I like it. It's good. We'll get to the song of the week and the recommendation. I got movie of the week. Really, it's the show of the week, and you might be able to pick what I'm gonna talk about, because it's a hot topic. It's a hot ticket show at the moment. So yeah, we did that, and then went to bed. Sunday morning, got up. Bit of a family day. We thought we had some plans literally for the Sunday morning and for the Sunday arvo. And as we're like driving home, like one of them was like, I've got the gastric flu. Don't come up. You'll fucking get it from us. And we're like, yeah, fuck that. We don't want that shit. And then the other person was a little bit of cash in hand work for Beck. Don't tell the ATO. And yeah, they canned us too, so let's catch up next weekend. So we were like, okay, family day. And whilst it would have been cool to hang out with my family all weekend, you got to sort of cherish those moments too, because we don't get a lot of time to just sort of spend the full day together now. We're a family of 4. It's a big event, but it was good. We went out, did a bit of a walk in the morning, something. Went to the park. I can't remember. We did a park sort of thing, but we ended up at Golden Beach, a new little eatery cafe action there. Little Sister, same owners as Scott and Esther from The Pocket at Moffat Beach. You've been listening to the show for a long time. Esther Newman's been on the show. She's a local legend. And they've just opened a little place at Golden Beach called Little Sister. So if you're in town, go and check it out. I loved it, frankly. They had bagels on the menu. I had a Reuben Bagel. Anyone that doesn't know a Reuben sandwich is so good. Traditionally, it's like rye bread, corned beef, like a stack of it. I like sauerkraut on that. You can put sauerkraut on them, I'm pretty sure. There's mustard, and then there's pickles, horseradish cream and pickles. Pretty confident that's it. There might be slight variations, but I think that's fairly traditional. They had that on like a rye bagel, and then we got another smoked salmon cream cheese bagel. Chef's kiss, so good. And then we got Arabella little bacon egg one, and it was like 10 to 12 at this point, you know. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm having a beer. So I got a Young Henry's natural lager. So good. I rate Young Henry's. I think. Just an all-round, they got really good tasting alcoholic beverages. So very, very stoked with that. But it was really cool. So if you're in Golden Beach, in Caloundra, go and check out Little Sister. I really, really rate it. Very cool people running it too. So go and support cool people. You feel better about yourself. And that was sort of it. Went and did some grocery shopping at Aldi, and that was not too bad. I don't love grocery shopping. I think I talked about this on the last podcast. I'm pretty shit at it myself. Don't love it, but basically, if it's 2 of us and we've got the kids, it's like one of us just minding the trolley, watching sort of the kids, and one of us picking and fucking hunting and gathering. So I was the trolley pusher, making sure Oscar was having a good time, just being asleep in the trolley. Arabella's in and out, just fucking going crazy. So that was cool. And then sort of shit went pear-shaped after that. I was a little bit silly. I wanted to have the whole day, right? The Broncos are playing at 4 p.m, right? And I really wanted to watch the game, naturally. I'm a footy fan, balls and all, shout out. Jared and me will be on after game 3, probably maybe even on the weekend. I'm in Melbourne later this week for a few nights. So we'll see what happens. But we'll be back. Balls and all, that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I was a bit of a diva on Sunday afternoon. I was like, I want some chip and dip action. I want some chicken wings. I want some beers, right? I'm here going, I need to lose some weight. And I wanted all this, like... I'm saying this, but it doesn't match. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is not a lesson. That's what I want to do on Sunday afternoon. And then I was just getting a bit stroppy. Beck was like, I'm burping here. I know it's in that ginger beer. I'm going to have another swig of the ginger beer and I'll tell the story. Anyway. So, and I was just like, she's like, I don't really want the cheese and dip. And I'm like, you want healthy food, don't you? She's like, yeah. Then we bought chicken wings. Then she's like, I don't really feel like chicken wings tonight. Like, we just have like steak and 3 veg tonight. I'm like, all right, cool. So now we're going to do like a normal sit-down dinner on a Sunday night. Pardon me, which is something I don't love doing. Because it's my Sunday. I'm selfish with it. We talked about it at length, but I'm selfish with my Sundays. And then I have 3 beers in the fridge, right? Not that I was going to send it, but I thought the game's good and we get some people around. Like 3s, that's not enough. That's not enough for a Sunday sesh. So I've then gone, hey, I'm just going to go across the damn Earth. And she's like, why? I'm like, because I want some more beers. She's like, don't you have any in the fridge? I was like, I've got 3. And she just sort of did this look and I'm like, fuck it. And I just lost it at that point. I was like, oh, fuck this then. We'll go home, you know. And I was a bit silly. It was a bit aggressive. Put a dampener on the afternoon for a good 2 hours, I'd say. She went out and walked, did some yoga. I looked after the kids. I was stewing in it. I literally was stewing in it. I call it stew because we'd been playing phone tag and I had to tell him, I had to debrief with him. He gets it, you know what I mean? It's just a relationship thing with the kids, but I was just a bit silly and stuff like that. Apologized later. She had some stuff to get off her chest. I had some stuff to get off my chest. Not ideal for a Sunday evening, but we got there in the end. And I think we're better for it, frankly. I got the Broncos game in, got some wine in, got a whole thing of digestives in, and a whole bag of pretzels in. So, look, we ticked off pretty much most of the things I wanted to do on my Sunday. So I was pretty stoked about that. And we well and truly kissed and made up. So that was good. Read into that how you will. So I was stoked. And look, just a bit of footy chat real quick. Broncos, red hot, deadly game. They had 13 players unavailable. Went there, just marched down the stupid St. George Dragons. Hey, so fuck, I was super stoked because I watched the game on delay. Got KO at the moment. Watched the game on delay. Didn't get to watch it live, so stayed off the fucking Facebook notifications, off Instagram. It's kind of nice doing that. Whilst yes, it's nice watching live sport, I like to be able to put the phone down and just be with the family for a sec, and then come back to it later. You know, when I can properly do it. So me and Beck watching that, and we had a good time. We had a fucking fantastic time, and that pretty much concludes my weekend chat. Up this morning, down to Moffat Beach. So good. Had some just motivational shit, man. I started with David Goggins, got some Jordan Peterson in there, some other like just Eric Thomas. Oh man, I love that motivational shit. Some people get that's some cheesy shit as, and I go, that's your opinion, and that's fine, but I like it. So that was me. Anyway, delete me. I sound like a fucking little secretary on my keyboard here. It's the loudest fucking $6 keyboard going in the world. Hey, work supplied this one, so I'm super grateful about that. Didn't have to part money with it, but it literally sounds like a fucking typewriter from the 50s. Loudest thing going. Anyway, we got some questions here. I put some feelers out to the people. We got some questions here. Someone said to me, first one here, she knows, put a little story up on Instagram, and you might be able to tell I've got a flash new haircut, pretty sharp, pretty short and sharp. I like it. Someone's just come up and said, oh my god, is that Finn Cole? Yeah, I might be a Finn Cole lookalike. Anyone that's not schooled on Finn Cole, he's Jay in Animal Kingdom. Big fan of Animal Kingdom. Love it. He is in Peaky Blinders. Don't know the name of the character because I don't watch Peaky Blinders. But fun fact, I actually found out today that Finn Cole and Joe Cole are brothers. I just thought it was a coincidence they have the same last name, like Thompson and Thompson. You know, there's so many Thompsons out there. I'm not related to all of them. Turns out they are actually brothers though. So that was cool. But that was a little cheeky one. That was from Jamie Sukjai. She actually cut my hair, and she knows that every time I go to see her at her salon, she goes, what are we doing today? I whip out a photo of Finn Cole. I'm not ashamed to say it. I said, I like this guy's hair. He's 5'7", 5'8", probably about 65, 70 kilos. Near enough me. If I reckon if I shaped up real nice, got rid of the glasses, Probably look like Finn Cole, Jay from Animal Kingdom. He's got a pretty tight jaw though, I will say that. But yeah, I love the bloke. Got a bit of a man crush on him. Not even afraid to say that. So I like Finn Cole a lot. Might even love him. But does anyone else do that? Or they just walk into their barbershop? They probably don't though if they got that rapport with their barber. But I like to give a photo of someone, and say, this is the exact haircut of what I want. Don't have to explain it to you. This is it. And because he's on Instagram, I go, well, this is it from this angle. This is it. This is him in the GQ shoot. This is him on the beach. This is him in Ireland with his friends having a pint of Dublin. Pint of Guinness in Dublin. Yeah, one of those things. Actually, speaking of fucking Ireland, I don't know where Smitty's going. Smitty's going proper walkabout. I messaged him twice. Not sure if he's listening to the show anymore. Don't know what's going on with him. I hope he's all right. I think I aired my grievances last time. I was worried about him. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from the guy. I don't know what's going on with him. So we might do a Smitty fucking King Smith podcast soon enough. But big man, you got to get back to me. Don't know what's going on there. So he's going fucking proper walkabout. Hey, I'm just looking through here my messages and dude's not got back to me. So I don't even know if he's doing podcasting anymore. He announced that he wasn't doing fucking comedian shows anymore, comedy shows. So I don't know. I hope he's all right. But don't know what's going on with him. So I might hit him up one more time, but probably overdue for a King Smith one. I know I was a bit funny there, but hope he's okay. But yeah, thanks. Do look like Finn Cole. Okay, couple of questions. Have you or any of the listeners had or considered a back sack and crack wax? Let's hear it. I'll just stick to manscaping myself. This come from my rock and roll mate Shinbone Star, and I'm calling you out, bro. It's okay to manscape because I was sponsored by Manscaped. Not anymore, but I was. We had a month-long thing. It was great. I've manscaped my jewels, my family jewels, twice. That's how clean the cut is. Twice recently. I don't grow like full 70s bush. Anyway, enough about that. No, I've never had a back sack and crack wax, nor do I think I would have a back sack and crack wax. I'm not scared to by any means. I just don't really see the point. I don't really think I need no hair on my butthole and my balls and stuff like that. The Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 has been a very good tool for me. I really like that. I'm sure though that there's listeners out there. We've got some freaky people out there, and I'm sure that some guys out there had a back sack and crack wax. Actually, back sack, yeah, that's a man thing. Like women don't have sacks, Well, some women do. I mean, they can change. They shop and change. But love to hear from the men if you've had a back sack and crack wax. I think it sounds painful. I just imagine these dangling balls, hot wax on it, and they put the tape around it and pull it off. I just got this disgusting, vivid vision of a ball sack coming clean off the man's body. Hair, scrotum, balls and all. Literally, ugh. So, yeah, disgusting. Are you any closer to being pegged since you first discussed it on the show? I'll tell you what, it really did open my eyes up to pegging. It was something that I wasn't aware of after that. And that was a long time ago. I don't know. This is episode 142. That was probably I'd say it was a long time ago. I'd say like 60 to 80 episodes ago, I talked about pegging. And some friend of ours had done it. And I mentioned that the guy was probably pretty shocked that his partner was telling me at the time. But it made for a fucking great story, didn't it? And I'm here sharing with all you. And that brings me a lot of joy. I'd probably say 2 steps closer to doing it. I just find it a little bit emasculating for myself personally. I'm not sure if I'd be down in all fours, like in the doggy style position, or be on my back, just like copping it like that, like a bit of, I'm like almost like starfish, So I just feel like it's a weird thing, you know what I mean? I don't know if Beck would be too keen for it either. If she begged me for it, I'd have to really consider it, but call me old fashioned, I just don't know if I could take a big dildo up the bum. Just yet. But I'm not judging. I think if you feel good doing that sort of stuff, rock on. Do it as much as you possibly can. Whenever you get done listening to the show, go and peg your partner. Thanks, Shinbone. Does Beck think the King has what it takes to have a successful OnlyFans channel? I think she does. I think she thinks I'm an out-and-out pervert, and I'm a little bit of a sex pest when it comes to our relationship. I'm not out there prowling the streets. I'm just in here prowling the halls of my own home looking for Beck, striking at any moment that I can, you know what I mean? She often likes to walk around naked, and I'm saying I love her body and stuff like that. So take it as a compliment. Does she think I have what it takes to have a successful OnlyFans channel? I think so. I think we live in this really interesting day and age where it's almost like the attraction's in the fact that you could know the person. You know what I mean? So I could almost guarantee if I put on my Instagram and my Facebook tomorrow, I'm an OnlyFans star now. I'm not really sure, a performer, maybe. I'm an OnlyFans person. I don't know what you call them. I'm on OnlyFans and I'm doing some weird stuff for $5 a view or $20 a month, whatever it is. Come and check it out. I would say that like if a lot of people come and check that out, and they might not even fancy me. They just want to see me with my pants down, just strumming myself or just doing some weird stuff. They wouldn't even know. That's the thing. They pay the money at the gate and they come in. It's like going to see a movie and going, fuck, I just paid $20 to popcorn and all this. I'm 50 in the can and that movie was shit. So I could be one of those OnlyFans people where they pay the money and they go, this is shit. But I don't think so. I think I'm a pervert and I'll probably do some weird stuff on there. But it's crazy. I actually was, I follow this girl. I follow a few girls, right? Let's be honest. We all follow someone that does OnlyFans. I've actually never paid for it. I will say that. I'm not a prude. I just think, oh God, I don't know how I justify that with Beck, you know. But there's people out there you probably go, pay to see that. But this one girl, I can't remember the exact stat she put up, but she is a photographer, right? And she does really well from all accounts. And I think she put something like on the first night of OnlyFans when she launched it, she had enough money in the bank within like an hour or two to pay a rent for a month. And I'm like, wow, that's probably got to be like 1,500, $2,000, you know, just bang like that. And then I think the second day it was like, my rent's now paid for 6 months. I was just like, wow, it's like day 2. So yeah, to say that women out there like can make a bit of cash off it is probably an understatement. I'm sure that there's people out there fueling fucking their whole lives just touching themselves. I mean, more power to them, right? It's like they're sexually liberated. They own their body. They literally can charge what they want for it. So it's cool. There's like no overheads in that way. A little bit of probably a cut to OnlyFans. You know, they're their own boss. I don't know. I think it's cool, you know? So whatever. I'm down with that, you know? Rock on. I like this one. This is the last one. This is Disco Stew sent this one in. Do you ever think about how many times in life you've come close to death without knowing? This is a funny one because I feel like if I didn't know, then how would I know I've come close to death? So that was my initial thoughts, Stu. But I'd say a lot, you know what I mean? There's probably some stuff. I'll tell you what, we were driving the other day at a roundabout. I slowed down. It's always give way to your right. I got the whole family in there. As I'm coming through the roundabout, this fucking dickhead in a van just come whoosh, plummeting. Like he's going like 80 Ks, right? In a fucking like 50, 60 K zone. Just being an absolute fucking cunt of the year. And I've just like, I had to slam the brakes. If I didn't slam the brakes, it would have fucking pumped Beck in the passenger seat and probably little Arabella. And then if I was alright, I would have got out and I would have killed this guy. That was the feelings that I had. I pictured me killing him in the gut. I was so angry about it. So I'd say that could have been like a near death experience. There was a few. Once I had my first girlfriend. We went to Thailand and she was on the back of a scooter. I think this is like a classic stat. I think more people like in Thailand and shit die on scooters than like any other way. Check that out. I could be talking about my asshole there, but there's a lot of fucking scooter accidents that happen in those Asian countries where white people can just go and spend $10 on this fucking machine, no license, and then just cruise all over the fucking rice paddy fields and the beaches. And anyway, I was like 19. I'd had one beer, got on this moped, and she's on the back. I've just gone, hey, and just come out the driveway of this place. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. There's a car like 100 meters away. There's a car coming over this hill, and she's like, car. And I've just gone, hang, and just done like a little wheelie out the back. Boom, skidded it. She's cut her knees up. I cut a bit of my knee up. We're all good. Slid across this road. All the Thai guys there picked us up, and they just were like, yeah, fucking white people, eh? And yeah, she fainted a couple of times. So that sort of fucked our afternoon in Thailand that day. She thinks the same. I remember her going, there was a near-death experience. I was like, it was not a near-death experience. But, I mean, it very well could have been, I suppose. At what point is a near-death experience like near-death experience? Like, where you have to be, you've died, like you've had like a drug overdose and then you die and come back to life. You're dead. So you're like, technically that's a death experience. But yeah, so scary question. Love to know if anyone else has had like a near-death experience. I feel like every time I'm on a fucking plane, it's a near-death experience. Got to go on a plane this week. Touch wood. Second time I touch wood this show. Jesus Christ. You know, all those things. Or you could choke on your food. Touch wood. God, I'm real superstitious like that. I'm going to have a ginger beer. But yeah, just one of those things. So good questions. Good questions. Now, let's get on with the rest of the show. My back's been fucked, like so fucked, and I apologize that I couldn't make it on to last week's show. So last Monday night, 2 weeks ago Monday night, right? I'm trying to just be an absolute weapon, and I think I did the podcast that night. I would have done the podcast that night. So the last time I did a podcast, right? Trying to lose a bit of weight, trying to just be a bit healthier and stuff like that. And look, I'm 76.3 kilos. I reckon I can get down to 70, 71 lean, right? That's what I like to do, and then just sort of bulk up a little bit more. And anyway, I'm like, I'll train like a boxer. You know what I mean? We got skipping ropes and stuff like that. Hang on, scratch my eyeball. And I'll train like a boxer. Skipping ropes. Bang. I'm out there skipping like fucking Mike Tyson in his prime, right? But every time my feet hit the ground from the very first fucking jump, there was this ping in my back. Ping, ping, ping. I could feel it every time. And of course my ego set in and I'm like, fuck this. Stop being a pussy. David Goggins, you know what I mean? Just fucking go. So I was like, right, I'm just going. I reckon I skipped for like 5-10 minutes at the most. I've been doing some kettlebell shit. I was doing some fucking dumbbell shit. Just doing some stuff. Got the fucking punch outs happening on the I don't know, boxer. I'm just trying to be a fucking boxer. I have no idea what the fuck I was doing, frankly. So did that. Thought, yeah, this could be a little bit painful. Every couple of mornings when it's cold, it starts to feel like this pinched nerve action. Wednesday night, playing with Arabella. And when you're playing with your daughter doing these sort of things, like you got to be a man about it, right? And you're going, I'm going to lift you up and do this and go crazy, right? So I've got her by the hands and I'm pulling her up, bang in the air, dropping her, bang in the air, dropping her. She's getting on my shoulders and all this sort of stuff. Probably didn't do myself any favors. Fast forward to Thursday, and then by like Thursday afternoon, it just was this slow fucking decline into just pinched nerve territory. And Thursday night was in pain. Friday, not so bad, but was still in pain. But my dad and his partner and my brother and his partner were all coming up, and I just had to fucking get through it. So I had some Panadol, we had some Voltaren gel on it, all that sort of stuff, and we're drinking and we're eating and this and that. Saturday, not too bad, still in a pretty like awkward sort of way. I'd had a little fucking tipple and a late night on the Saturday evening, a lot of red champagne, get real, pink champagne, and sorry, I got something in my eye. God, this fucking eye, give me some grief. Had some pink champagne, didn't sleep a lot on Saturday night, and mate, woke up in a shit state on Sunday. Just proper not feeling it. I just couldn't get comfortable. So my neck was like freezing up, my left arm was just pins and needles and going down, and my back was just getting this gigantic fist of a fucking pain in it, up in the sort of top left hand corner, sort of between my neck and my arm, and like the shoulder blade, if you will. And Jesus fucking Christ, hey, went and watched some UFC at Jordan's, and man, just was okay. Had a couple of beers. It was like, I'm all right. Fuck, just trying to get comfy. And then it just, I don't know what happened. Just no good. So we're in the fucking magnesium hot tub, going hot. Then I'm in the cold, hot, cold, ice plunge, fucking hot plunge. That was not too bad. Every time I was in either of those, it took my attention off it, so that was good. Got out. Jordan's like, man, I'll give you some CBD oil. So I had some CBD oil. That sort of did a little bit, but like not like a crazy amount. Sorry, I've got some grief with my right eye here for anyone watching at home. Got some fucking hair or something in it. And yeah, just one of those things. So I just couldn't get comfortable with the heat pack. Fucking Amelia's got this like capsicum spray on my back, trying to get some heat in it. Oh man, I was in a real bad pain. Beck drove home. I was seizing up. I'm on the couch with the Voltaren. I've got a fucking Voltaren in my system. And I've got the heat pack, and I'm like, I'm just going to sleep downstairs tonight because I just could not get comfortable. And for the life of me, I just was like, it felt like the worst pain I'd ever experienced in my back. Hey, I was just like, oh God, and touch wood again for the fucking 900th time this show. But I was just in pain, hey. Luckily, I was able to take Monday off work, and extra luckily, I was able to get into a chiro and a GP in the same day. That's unheard of. Every time I called a GP, it's like, yeah, 7 days wait, mate. I'm like, I need the sick certificate now. It's painkillers now. Chiro, same sort of thing. They're like, you're lucky we had some cancellations today, so come in. Got an hour-long assessment. I will say, shout out to Julian at Suncoast Chiro. I mentioned that I did a podcast because I do that. And we had a good chat. He was a really good dude. But I will say, he fixed me up, and we got a few more months to go. We'll talk about that shortly. But he's the only kind of physician of that trade in that way that has called me the next day. So that happened on the Monday. He calls me on the Tuesday, like midday. Hey man, just want to see how you're going. How's the neck? How's the back? I'm like, oh my God, like this guy's great. But yeah, it turns out that I'll probably like pinch some discs and fuck some things and nerves up here in like the C7 and C8, and that like causes pain down my arm and down my back. So this is like little sort of area, but fuck me dead, it was just huge. I just couldn't get comfortable, hey. And I don't like taking the inflammation drugs fucking too much. Like, they serve their purpose, but man, they just chew your guts. They're just like not a good system, eh? So not a good situation rather. But yeah, I just couldn't get comfortable on the Monday night. I was just like, fuck this, eh? So I did get some painkillers and they were good. I will say, fucking shout out Panadine Fort. It's crazy to me. I think I mentioned last show, I just finished watching Dope Sick, so the Oxycontin, the opioid crisis. And I could see how people get addicted to it for two reasons. One, it definitely takes the pain away. It definitely took my pain away. Masked the shit out of. Just put this huge healthy Band-Aid over the top and it was fine. Not only that, but these drugs were $5.60. So it's cost me $100 to go and see the chiro, and he's got to do all this work, and I get that, and that's awesome, and that's what I'm about. I've then walked into Chemist Warehouse and gone, I need these. I got a referral from a fucking prescription from the doctor, right? Granted, I had to pay the doctor $75 because the dogs aren't bulk billing anymore. I was able to get half that back, so it really cost me like $35, something like that. $5.60 for these pills. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dumbfounded at how cheap some of these painkillers were. So I was like, no wonder there's a fucking crisis going on, because they're so stinking cheap. Any man and his dog can afford that, generally speaking. So yeah, but they did the job. But I had a pack of 20. I took 9 over the course of like 3 days. I was like, that's enough. I got to get back to fucking regular as. They worked, and then that got me through the rough stages. But yeah, shout out to Julian. He cracked me up good, and I'm literally stiff as a board there. But yeah, it turns out I've got like this tech neck. But like, that's the thing. But my spine's just all out of whack. Where it should be this nice sort of S sort of curving, it's just getting straight and then like curving the opposite way. So my neck is like fucking straight and pointing forward, when it should be curving backwards. So a lot of work to do on the back and the neck. So, and it's funny, I will point this out. I mentioned a while ago, I had Nick Bellringer on the show. He's a good dude, right? And he does the check stuff, and I was really interested in that. And I'm still interested in that. I follow heaps of those guys, trying to follow a lot of their content and techniques and teachings and all this sort of stuff where I can. And yeah, literally like pulled the pin on Nick because of money, right? So it wasn't his fault. I got a lot out of the 6 weeks there. A huge thing. It's crazy to me going, this is good. I'm feeling better. It's hitting the goals I want, but it's costing me a little bit too much than I'd like right now. There's nothing to do with Nick and nothing to do with the service at all. It's like, this is what it is, and I've got this family, and that was pulling me there in that way. So then I ultimately stopped it, fell back into some old habits. You don't do the stretching, the mobility work as much as I was. I was doing it every day, right? And fuck, sure enough, bang, ping, the neck's busted, and I'm fucking in pain on the couch. Go to the chiro. Listen, this is what we got to do. It was just like the same sort of stuff that Nick's telling me. He's cracking me. That was the only difference, right? And I like the chiro. I fucking love it. That back crack was so good. So I've been twice, and he smashed my back. It was just like crack, 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 crack. The neck, bang, bang. Everything's feeling good. But it's like $68 a pop now for every session. You're in there like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You've got some home exercise and stuff. So there was a good lesson in there. Your body will tell you when you need to do things. Sometimes you can go in there before it gets to that point. But I'm like, my body was telling me at certain points that we need to do X, Y, and Z, Tomo. And you're not listening to me now. So now I'm going to put you in the fucking world of pain, and then you're going to listen up. So there's the lesson in there. If your body's talking to you in that way, listen up. It could be one of those things, one of those absolute things. So my goal is to get the posture happening. I'm sitting up here now trying to fucking, get super, super good posture. But yeah, just one of those things. But I was proper fucked. I was really sore. And yeah, just thanks to the chiro, thanks to modern medicine, and just everyone else around me, loving and caring me. Loved it. So yeah, we're going to be working on that, and I'll come to you with new things here and there. 2 things. Right. This was interesting. White poo. This is one out there for the parents. I saw Arabella doing poo yesterday. I don't go looking for it. She's 3. I have to help her. And there was a bit of white in her poo. I was like, wow, white. Like, I've seen white dog poo, but that's usually like when it's been out of the body for some time. And I just made a comment. I was like, oh, white poo. And she was like, white poo? Like, what's that, Dad? We were at Little Sister at this point, so I was really, really keen to get into my bagel. I thought, this is what parenting's about. I thought that bagel can go cold. I'm going to tell her all about poo here. And that is exactly what I did. I said, well, sweetheart, how like you eat different things and they're different colors. She's like, yeah. And I said, well, what happens is you eat those things, they go into your stomach like a giant sort of stew, go around, mix around. Corn always stays intact. It always does. Then when you need to poo, it hits the butthole and comes out sort of in like a new way, I guess. And when you note the color of those things you're eating, so she was like, yeah. I was like, so when you eat strawberries, they're red, so your poo might be more red. When you eat, tomatoes, it might be very red. When you eat beetroot, it might be purple. When you have red wine, it's black. These sort of things. And I was like, you get some kale in, some green stuff in there. I was like, you're coming up with some green poo. So that was I felt like she learned something yesterday. I felt really good about myself in that toilet, just telling her these things, and she was like, oh, I really took it in. So she now knows that what you eat can really dictate the color of your shit, and I was really proud of myself for that. So I thought I'd share that with you. I'm sure dads and mums out there can relate to that sort of stuff. Song of the week, movie of the week. Song of the week, oh man, I feel like, I don't know, I've been just like listening to old stuff. I was going to say anything by Metallica because I've been on a mad Metallica binge, but I will say the new Alexis on Fire album is a banger. I absolutely love it. So I'd probably give you one of their songs, to be honest. I'm going to go with the third one on the album. I can't remember what it was called. Hey, Sans Soleil is a really good song, so I'd go listen to Sans Soleil too. There was another one that was like Sweet Something Angel, the Sweeter the Angel, something like that. I don't know. Fuck, we'll find it. I'll give it to you right here, right now. I'm just going to bring it up because I'm a one-man band. I can do that. Sweet Dreams of Otherness. Really dig it. So that's my song of the week. Alexis on Fire, Sweet Dreams of Otherness. Rate it highly. And instead of a movie in the week, because frankly, I haven't really been watching many movies at the moment. And I'll tell you why. Because there's some banger shows on at the moment. And do you want to know the most bangerest one of them all? Stranger Things. Fucking Stranger Things. I love it. And I am not afraid to say it. It's one of those shows, it makes me so happy to watch it. And I get emotional when I need to. I get inspired when I need to. I get happy. I would tell you, I was tapping and smiling and headbanging to a scene in this show the other night. I will say, anyone that hasn't seen the last episode of Stranger Things Season 4, probably just avert your ears for a couple of minutes because I'm probably going to give away some spoilers here. But it's just such a great show. The nostalgia in that show is great. I didn't grow up in the 80s, so it was really cool to have a throwback in that way. It looks super authentic in that way. But the production value of this season has just been mental. I really appreciated the length of the episodes. They were a lot longer episodes. The final episode is like a full-on movie. So it basically is the movie of the week, is the fucking 9th episode. It's 2.5 hours long. So it's huge, right? It's not a TV show. It's a movie. They're all like an hour and 20 plus, an hour and 40, 2.5 hours. So 9 episodes, very long season. Some people are like, it's too long. I liked it. Because I knew that as soon as it was finished, I'd be fucking dying for more. So I was super stoked about Stranger Things. But I thought Vecna, the villain in it, was like super scary. Really appreciated him. I thought the tie-in from number 1 to Vecna was really cool. Did not see that coming. Very stoked about that. Obviously, this scene with Kate Bush running up that hill with Max and thinking that she might get into Vecna's curse and twist it up and fucking blah. Man, that was cool. That made me go and listen to Kate Bush. So when it's good when the show or a movie can take you from a scene and go and look up that song. I've never listened to Kate Bush, right? She's from the 80s and just not my type of music. I like that song. And I actually like some Kate Bush now. So right time, right place, right moment. Fuck me dead. Feels so good. I loved this scene. Eddie Munson was my new favorite character. And I will say, this is a huge spoiler, so turn it off right now. Super gutted that he died in the end. Super gutted. Super gutted. But the cool thing was he went out like a G. He was like huge metalhead in the show, and I like really resonated with that. And I just was like, God, it was just really cool. But they do this mad scene where he's on top of this van. They've manufactured this van, him and Dustin. He's got his guitar out there, and he's full on playing Master of Puppets, shredding it. So I was like, okay, that's fucking cool because I love that song. And he looks badass up there. And it's basically this scene to like get all of Vecna's fucking bats off this house and then to come to them so they can like basically distract him. And it's so cool the way it's done. He eventually goes on to fucking die throughout that scene. It's just so good, like down the track. And he sort of like he has this thing about being a hero. I can't remember the line, but it was so fucking good, eh? It just really choked me up. I was like, oh my God. Also, I will think he'll be back in season 5. I feel like he might be a villain of some sort, like maybe a hero goes villain goes hero kind of mentality. I feel like that's in there. I don't think we're done seeing Vecna yet either. And then of course Max, another spoiler. She's in a coma and she's like blind and half twisted up and broken bones. Young little Max. Oh my God. So it was hectic. But man, Stranger Things. The mother-in-law was like, it's so bizarre that it's so popular too, because like the plot is a bit sci-fi. It's a bit out there. I'm not really much of a sci-fi guy, but everything's just so cool about it. There's like the relationships that the kids have and they all build with each other. The characters are all great. Like Hopper and Winona Ryder, Murray's character, they're all super cool, you know. Then they bring new people in. They're usually fucking really cool. The jock dude in this one, he was a bit of a dickhead, but they're all really cool. Eddie comes in. He's a fan favorite after one season. You know, they got these new villains, but they're fucking badass. And it was just like one of those things. So, you know, you can sort of see why people like from all walks of life love it, because it's done really well. They've got old music in it, and the music in this new series is so good where they tie it all together. So it's just amazing, you know. The throwbacks for people, it's super funny in parts, super emotional in parts, super scary in parts. Man, I honestly cannot rate Stranger Things high enough. It's an 11 out of 10 show for me, and I cannot wait for season 5. Like, it's like going to be released in like 2024. I've literally got like a year and a half, 2 years probably 2 years to wait for it, but fuck, it cannot come soon enough. And I hope they go out with a bang and do those super long episodes again, which I'm sure they'll do. But man, so good, so good. Oh God. But yeah, what else is happening? I've got some other things here. I don't want to talk about everything tonight. I'm gonna cut this show in a sec. Not because I'm lazy, because I want to. We'll talk about the other stuff next week. But yeah, I've just been super focused on myself. I'm trying to be healthy, talking to a life coach, going through some mentoring and stuff like that, jumping onto these mentor sessions every Monday morning, doing Wim Hof breathing. Another thing I've stopped doing is I've stopped drinking caffeine. I'm not drinking any coffee anymore. I'm only drinking decaf coffee. I'm not drinking oat milk anymore. I'm having like a dash of full cream milk. I'm adding some raw honey in there. It's my favorite warm drink at the moment. I like it so much, and I might even go have one after this. That's how much I like it. But yeah, just like really just kind of trying to enjoy myself, being present with my family. I will say, look, I have been a bit complacent with the show. I love doing the show. When I'm on here, I feel like I'm in my element. I've just been complacent with, I've sort of lost my way with it. But as soon as I sit down at the mic, it's not that. So I'm going to try to commit to you to get back on the mic every Monday night. Going to tee up Jared next week, or the next week or so anyway. We'll do a balls and all episode, see where the fuck Smitty is, and we'll get some guests happening, because I love doing the show. I get a mad kick out of people that message me and say they get a kick out of listening to it. So I don't want to let anyone down. I don't want to let myself down, because, you know, life can be so routine and monotonous sometimes that this is kind of like my escape as well. So I think it's been really, really cool. So, yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that. Another thing I saw, I'll leave you on this one. Everyone might have seen it. It's like over 2 weeks old now. But Kendrick Lamar, he's a cool rapper. I'm not mad into all this stuff. It's not that he's a bad rapper. I'm just not a mad rap fan in that way. But the way he finished his, was it Coachella thing, was it? I believe. This is after the whole abortion thing. They judge you, they judge Christ, Godspeed for women's right, and he just chanted over and over, and he had like the crown of thorns on, there was blood coming down his face, all these people were just silent, all wearing white. Man, I thought it was a real cool poetic moment, just in after the whole fucking, you know, abortion stance that America's taking, which is ridiculous, you know. So yeah, one of those things. But anyway, that's the King of the Couch, episode 142. I have had a mad time coming back and speaking to you all, and I apologize that I wasn't here last week. My back was fucked, all right? Give me a fucking break. But it was really sore. I'm sorry for getting aggressive with you. But I'm back, baby, 142. Hope you had a mad time. I'm going to shut this off, edit it up, get it up for you. Online, that is. Maybe get it up for you another way. But yeah, that's me. I'm out. I'm off to Melbourne Wednesday, Thursday night. Fucking State of Origin, Game 3. Cannot wait for that. So let's go fucking Queensland. Let's go, baby. All right, I'm out. I'm the king of the couch. Have a beautiful week. I love you all.
No matter who you are.